Hey everybody, Brandon Swanson here from Most Valuable Podcasts, and I'm here with our top 10 playoff rankings. I know, we didn't go all 25, and I'll actually let Ricky off the hook with this one. He wanted to go all 25, but me, being the pain in the ass that I usually am, only gave Ricky 10 teams. Now, why did I do 10 teams? Do 25 teams make the college football playoff? No. Do 10 teams make the college football playoff? No. But 10 teams seemed more realistic than 25 at this point, because I don't think number 25 has a shot in hell. So let's start with the top 10, starting at number 10. At number 10, we've got Baylor. Baylor, a nice game this past weekend against Oklahoma State, and that quashed any thought that Oklahoma State would be a playoff team. Ricky Widmer, eat it. Number 9, Michigan. Michigan's been a team that has been pretty darn good all season long. I'll be honest, I didn't think that Harbaugh was going to come in and be as successful as he's been this season. However, Michigan has a very real chance to beat Ohio State this next weekend, and if things play out in their favor, they could be a playoff team. Long shot? Yeah. Possibility? Well, anything's possible. At number 8, North Carolina. Man, has this team come to play this season. The team in the ACC who I thought was going to be a dark horse, Duke. I thought Duke was definitely going to come back to what they were last year. Not bad. They had some good strides last year. I thought they'd continue to build on that this year. However, they must have given their talents to the other side of Carolina. North Carolina has looked very good this year. And you know what? They may not be a playoff team come the end of the season, but this team was damn good. How about Florida? They have been really good pretty much all season long. They've always been around. They haven't been in the top. They haven't been at the bottom. They've been right around the upper echelon, but I won't say the top. This Florida team is very good, and they're going to probably end up matching up a pretty nice, juicy matchup with Alabama to end the season. Now that is going to be a game to watch. And if Florida wins that one, that changes everything. At number 6, we've got Michigan State. Michigan State is the team that all Ohio State haters now love. Ohio State lost by 3 points this last weekend, and it has their star running back crying for more carries. Well, that's exactly what he's going to need, because Ohio State's going to have to try and beat Michigan this next weekend. Michigan State has a date with Penn State, and as Ricky may like to think that Penn State has a chance in that ball game, he clearly hasn't taken his pills today, because there's no chance in hell that Michigan State loses to Penn State. Michigan State gets the win, and they will end up being the team that matches up with Iowa at the very end of the season in the Big Ten tournament game. Oklahoma. How about this team? Oklahoma, a count them, only one, not much to count, a one-loss team at 9-1. Pretty good, right? Yeah. How about that loss? Not so good to a Texas team that, I don't know, I'm still wondering, hey, Ricky, they have anyone on their team or they all transfer? See, that's the problem, that Texas isn't good. Their players at the beginning of the season were scared being down 7-0. How do you spell pansy? Just look up Texas in the dictionary. Well, folks, here's the thing. Oklahoma, a good team, but they're right where they should be, on the outside looking in. Now for our top 4. At number 4, we've got Notre Dame. I understand anyone who watches the podcast, anyone who watches these videos, they know that I'm a Notre Dame fan. Okay, there's bias there. I get that. But Notre Dame, come on. They've been too good to be knocked out of this perch that they sit in right now. Personally, I have Notre Dame at number 3. But since I wasn't the only one whose opinion you took into account when we did this, they're at number 4. Thanks, Ricky. But with Notre Dame right now, my whole argument for them, at least at this point, stems from why would anyone jump over them? Why would anyone jump over what Notre Dame has done? They haven't been losing. They've only been winning. Their one loss came by 2 points to Clemson, middle of the season. The Clemson team, where do they sit right now? Well, you'll hear in a minute. But Notre Dame is too good for anyone to jump them over. That includes an Oklahoma team whose one loss came to a team that just flat out stinks. And that's my argument. I've got more, but no need to bore you. At number 3, we've got Iowa. How about this team? No idea where they came from, but they came from nowhere to be 10-0. They've been very good this season. They deserve a lot of respect, a lot of love, and people give them credit. Give them credit for doing what they've done this season. Iowa is not a fluke team at 10-0. Iowa's a very real team at 10-0. And a very real team that has a very real shot of being the Big Ten champ. At number 2, we have Clemson. How about that? Clemson, 10-0, great team, has had a tremendous season. They've been tested. Notre Dame was one of them. Louisville, another. But this team has overcome those trials, those tribulations, and they have continued to be undefeated. Clemson is right where they are at being number 2. Some would make the argument that they're number 1. And now our number 1 team, again, a team who I have a lot of respect for, big fan of, and they sit right where they should be. Alabama. This team continues to impress. Nick Saban goes off on a rant about Charleston Southern. And what does Alabama do? Beats them by 50. I mean, it's just sad for some of these teams that try and go up against the Crimson Tide. Alabama is too good, and they are an overall team. Ricky and I talked about something on the podcast. Make sure you go and check that out. Make sure you check that out. But here's the thing. People talk about, why does the Big 12 get zero respect, no love at all? They have all these conspiracy theories. I mentioned this on the podcast. How about this? It's not because the Big 12 plays a different style of offense, because no one cares. You play offense. That's what we want to see. If you run the ball and play offense, or if you pass the ball and play offense, that's what we like. That's what fans like. But here's the problem. They don't know how to play the other side of the football. There is no defense. Alabama, they can play offense, they can throw it, run it, and they can play some damn good defense. That's why Alabama is your, without a doubt, unquestioned, number 1 team. All right, everybody, there you have it. 10 teams. 10. I gave you 10, not 25. Who needs 25? You only take 4. And 6 extra to play with. Oh, it's a good time. But folks, there you have it. 1 through 10. Right over my left shoulder, that's the podcast right up there. Take a look, take a listen. It's a good one. Lots to talk about. Good stories. And some very good discussion. Some would call it arguing. I would call it being right. That's what I would call it. But folks, again, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for listening. You can check me out on Twitter at young_swan19. You can check us out with the Most Valuable Podcast at Most Valuable Pod. Again, I'm Brandon Swanson from Most Valuable Podcast saying so long, everybody. And college football just continues to get better and better.